Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. It's time to meet the drivers. I need to shut up. Well, it's looking dry. I need to check. It's dry! It's a dry Grand Prix here in Tier 2. Miracles have happened. We hadn't even begun racing and we've already got our first bit of brand new great news. We used to absolutely pray for times like this. Miracles have happened. Anyways, I think I put my phone on charge. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for Tier 2, for the Belgian Grand Prix. 3 to go, 4 contenders for the World Championship. I'm going to run you through it. Our championship leader, Quincy, is leading the way by, I think, 10 points? Yeah, so Quincy leads Brams by 10 points, and then Lanky in the Mercedes is 5 points behind Brams, 15 from the top. And then Cody Matic, who has missed the last 3. What? Oh no, sorry. Who has missed the last 2. Obviously, now was our championship leader after Mexico City. Is now down in 4th, only, luckily, somehow, only 17 points away. We know Code has got the pace to be able to challenge for the championship. Can he make a late comeback in the final hurrah? As Zampa is our first driver to set a qualifying time. We go down the main straight through La Source, and then we got us very much of a big wobble there by the McLaren driver down towards Air Rouge and Radion. We go up the hill through Air Rouge and now through Radion and down the Kemmel Straight we go for the first time on a qualifying lap. Well, there you go, there's the viewers I was expecting. Welcome in. If you have just tuned in, we're here for Tier 2 for the Belgian Grand Prix here at Spa-Francorchamps. And for once, for the first time, I think since Miami, we have got a Grand Prix which will not be affected by the wet weather. So we're going to have plain dry racing here in the whole Grand Prix. As through No Name down towards Pouon corner we go with the McLaren driver flat out through Pouon now down towards I forgot the chicane name. Towards yeah, we'll go to the chicane. I'll have a look at the corner after. Through the chicane, and then we go towards the end of the final sector. Yeah, the middle sector. Sorry, Cody Matic. Oh my God, Cody Matic disqualified from qualifying for blocking the pit lane exit. One of our championship contenders is already done in qualifying, and he will start 16th. As Zampa, however, will set our provisional pole time. It's a 1 minute 42.792. Yuki Boy is pushing on his teammate. MB comes over the line, and he can go into second fastest, then the Ferrari, and then maybe the Red Bull of the DZ Racer. Where did he go? He went up into P2. And then Ollie Bean in the Aston Martin. I think I've missed that as well. He's gone slowest overall. Nuki Boy in the Alpine comes over the line. He then goes slowest overall. The McLaren Craig Conley in the background can slot up into 4th fastest. It is currently still Zampa on provisional pole position. As I think that's Brams just beginning a push lap. And what about Raheem, one of our reserves here today? Down the back straight, down towards Blanchimont corner, which is quite easily flat out, even in the intermediate conditions. So, Down towards the bus stop chicane we go with Raheem. I had a horrible moment there. I've not been able to watch any of the drivers through the final chicane we go. Yellow flags are waving for, I think, the Ferrari, maybe of Arrow. I'm not too sure on that one as Raheem goes slowest overall. A 1 minute 45.02. No, Arrow did cross the line, sorry. But it was actually Arrow going slowly, I think, as DC Racers just getting out the way of all the drivers there. Ellis has invalidated his time, and it will be Scones who's in a heap load. He was in a heap load of traffic. Codematic. Unfortunately, we cannot restart, my friend. I mean, you're gonna have to ask Arrow, but I don't make the decisions. As Scones at the end of the middle sector now. Codematic, life's unfair. Through the first corner of the final sector, and then we go down the back straight. Going to pick up a slight toe here by the Aston Martin of Ollie Bean as we approach Blanchimont, and then towards the bus stop chicane we go with our championship leader from the season open, as he goes very deep on the brakes, maybe put off there by the Aston Martin as we now power towards the line. Of Scones is going to go slowest overall was a 45.1 as Brams has invalidated his time somewhere in the middle sector. Then it will be Lanky, the man who is third in the World Championship, 15 points away from ultimate glory. The top two currently split by 5 milliseconds. Wow, that is very close. Here at Spa-Francorchamps. 4, well, the game says 4, but I think we can quite easily do maths. 5 milliseconds between Zampa and DZ Racer. Zampa's been on pole once before. That was in Montreal. And then we saw the race pace did ever away from Zampa in the race, which made his pole look basically pretty useless, considering the way he finished in that race. I think it was around P9 or something like that. As through Blanchimont we go, with Lanky can use a lot more of his battery, really. There you go, turns it back on. As towards the final chicane we go. The bus stop chicane awaits through turn 19. And then through turn 20, maybe a bit of an earlier turn than he would have wanted through turn 20. And over the line, only ninth fastest for Lanky as LTJ Ellis in the green machine Aston Martin. Up and around the final corner to the line, out of battery, crosses the line, only 11th fastest with a 1 minute 44. As Dub Z is now on a lap through the Lecombe chicane. And then down towards the downhill right-hander. I need to look up the corner names. Yellow flags are out for a slow-moving Alpine on the Kemmel Straight. I believe that is MB or Nuki. I'm not actually too sure about that. Is it? It might actually be Nuki. It is Nuki, who is 8 milliseconds down on their personal best time. Though Williams as well. Scones is coming over the line to begin another lap as Nuki Boy can improve by a 1/10 of a second, but it keeps him down in P8. Dub Z towards the end of the middle sector. The Ferrari man. Dub Z makes his way down the long back straight and down towards Blanchimont we go with Dub Z. In the Scarlet Ferrari's teammate currently sat P3. Obviously he raced in tier 3, did Arrow, just to see what his pace would be, and he did actually win that tier 3 race. He's currently a 10th away from the provisional pole position time as Dub Z up and around the final corner. Where can the other Scarlet Ferrari go over the line? Goes 5th fastest, makes it 2 Ferraris in the top 5, and then it's also now 2 McLarens in the top 4. Yuki Boy is pushing on, but obviously 7/10 down, so he won't be improving. Same with LTJ Ellis. Scones through Pouon corner. Codematic, you've got 22 laps, that ain't over. Through the chicane we go with Scones through the right, through the left, towards the final corner of the middle sector, through the right-hander, towards the end of the middle sector. Now at the end of the middle sector, 4.5 of a second up on his time. Only going to be good enough to improve him to P13. He's currently on for a 44.7, which will still be 2 seconds away. Williams could have done a little bit of a slipstream there. Scones and Brams currently the 2 slowest cars overall. Scones pretty much out of battery, using hot lap, which you don't really want to do. You want to use overtake and medium and none. You don't want to use hot lap because you need to use overtake for the whole straight. As Scones over the line, improves by 8.5 tenths and only goes P12. Nuki Boy will be pushing on once again on those tyres he's pushing. Surprised that Williams has started so close to him as well. As Zampa 15 milliseconds down on their personal best as we go through No Name, almost dipping wheels in the gravel. Our man on provisional pole looking to extend his margin ahead of the rest. DZ Racer has also begun another lap. He's only 5 milliseconds from pole, but we approach the end of the middle sector as Brams apparently has gone purple in the first sector, making his way through the Laycombe chicane. SSR Zampa makes his way towards the end of the middle sector, and he's almost 0.2 of a second up, looking to break into the mid 1 minute 42s there, through down towards absolutely out of battery. So that is probably it done for Zampa. He's probably going to lose all his time here, down the back straight through Blanchimont corner, and then towards the bus stop chicane. You need to use so much battery. Surely he's going to finish the lap. If he improves his time and keeps a level pegging, then his final sector is going to be costing him so dearly. Over the line, 3.5 tenth improvement as MB, as a DZ Racer in the wall. The Red Bull man is in the wall as MB just went up into 6th place there. MB is in the wall, and Craig Conley was a little bit of a front left lockup. Comes through the bus stop chicane. Can he himself go to the top of the timing page over the line? Yes, he can. McLaren now on a front row lockout, a 1/10 of a second, split the two, as Brams will be looking to be the next driver to go on to provisional pole. Brams crosses the line and goes into 3rd, over to Arrow, who is 7/10 of a second up on his personal best. That is sensational. Arrow down towards the bus stop chicane. He's used all his deployment, but he's still going to gain time in comparison to Zampa. So we've had Zampa on provisional pole, Craig Conley on provisional pole, Arrow looking to make it a hat-trick of provisional pole sitters. Arrow's going to smash it away, but he loses time in the final sector. He was 7/10 up, he was on for a 42-1, but he's lost around 2/10 in the final sector, 600ths away from provisional pole position. Raheem can only go P14 as Lanky on his outlap. Ollie Bean has invalidated their time. The Racing Bulls of Infrajack, I think, has just started. Alana Infrajack's coming over the line. He goes up into 9th as a 43-3. But Arrow inserting himself in the fight for his second pole position of the season. Just over a 10th split the top 3. Brams is well and truly in this as well. He's recharged the battery. I'm not sure about the fuel, but I think he's actually out of fuel because he is full throttle and barely going up the gears. So MB will peel into pit lane as Infrajack, he had improved his time. Championship leader Quincy in the garage at this current moment in time. He's got our phone on charge once we get to the interval part, as I think the Ferrari of Arrow is coming on for another lap. No, it's not. That was Dubsy who has just begun a lap. I think Arrow is going to peel into pit lane, which he will. The Williams into pit lane as well. Lanky, however, a bit out of sync compared to everyone. He's already 10.5 up at the end of the middle sector. That's Raheem there, who won't be improving their time. Infrajack as well. Not improving, so it will be Lanky up next. What in the ERS uses Brews? I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. As we go through the chicane once again with the Mercedes man, currently 3rd in the World Championship. The qualifying pace currently is not displaying that as we go through the right hander. There we go, 7.5 tenths up. Only on for around P7, sure, hopefully for his sake, a lot more time as well, because he's currently only around, he's going to be a second off the pace. It is Lanky in the Mercedes, but we know his race pace has helped him out quite a lot. As through the bus stop chicane we go now. And Lanky comes over the line. The Mercedes man into 7th fastest. Hello, James. My lovely mother has just brought me a bottle of water. Dub Z in the Ferrari, currently half a second up, maybe going to go around only 6th fastest as we go through the bus stop chicane with the Ferrari man. This is probably his final lap on the board as Dub Z crosses the line and does go into 6th fastest here. So DZ Racer will be the first one up to go on for another hurrah for pole position. Ferrari of Arrow has left it a bit late. He should be the last man, but it will be DZ Racer up first in the shootout for pole. So all drivers are currently on the track that are still able to run, excluding Codematic, of course, because he was a bit silly and blocked the pit lane and got disqualified through the first corner. Through La Source we go in with the Red Bull driver of DZ Racer in the white ball. We now go down the straight, down towards Air Rouge and Radion, one of the most famous corners in one of the most famous hills, really, in Formula 1, or literally in the world as well. Down the Kemmel Straight we go. DZ Racer all plummet, DRS enabled, range from 340, reaching 343, 342 kph an hour, 80 milliseconds up on the personal best time so far. Through the Lake chicane, downhill now towards the right-hander. DZ Racer will be looking to take yet another pole position in Tier 2. He got pole last week in Tier 2, and this is your race winner from last week in Tier 2. DZ Racer claimed an emphatic pole position by, I think it was like half a second, 0.6 of a second, around that margin. But DZ Racer on the back foot here in qualifying so far with that spin on the exit and no-name corner. The Ferrari of Dub Z ahead of him will have to get out of the way very soon. I think he's doing that now as Dub Z, so smart by the Ferrari man just to make sure you don't get a penalty as DZ Racer through the right-hander in the final sector. I didn't actually see how much he was up. Is DZ Racer in the shootout for pole position? You bet he's going to be, but is he up by enough to set to provisional pole position? Through the bus stop chicane we go with DZ Racer, and the Red Bull man will be looking to take it to the top, and the Red Bull driver crossing the line to provisional pole position. The Red Bull to the top of the time page as Ellis is up by 2.5 tenths. But what about Ollie Bean? Lanky is not improving his time. Ollie Bean 73 milliseconds down, slinging it through the bus stop chicane. He's got plenty of battery left, hasn't got the deployment left. Ollie Bean crossing the line, stays 7th. SSR Zampa up by 3/10, looking to take pole back again. Yes, he can, with a 1 minute 42.079. It's Zampa to the top of the timing page. He's beaten DZ Racer by 600ths. LTJ Ellis now coming towards the line. Ellis goes up only into 13th. Nuki Boy then through Blanchimont corner, making his way down towards the final chicane. Nuki Boy, can he chuck himself in the shootout for pole position? Craig Conley in the shootout for pole. Arrow as well, Browns as well. So many drivers as Nuki Boy can only go into 12th. But watch Craig Conley, he was improving but has bailed out. He's bailed out of his time. Scones is coming over the line now in the Williams. Where can Scones go? Only 13th. Then the other Alpine over the line, only into 8th. But we're focusing on Brams, who is making his way through the final chicane, but invalidates. Brams has invalidated his time. So it's over to Arrow in the Ferrari. It's Arrow or DZ Racer, the Mercedes. Oh, that's going to pull him off a little bit. Through the final chicane, Arrow or Zampa, pole position, or Quincy as well, don't take him out of it. Arrow crosses the line, goes to the top of the timing page. What about Quincy? I don't think he's done enough, only 6th. It's Arrow on pole position as Raheem stays slowest. It's WHF Arrow back on pole position. Sensational qualifying here. The Ferrari man at the top of the timing page. Arrow ahead of Zampa, the two good friends locking out the front row. Craig Conley sat in 4th there as well. Those three get along very, very well. DC Racer there up in 3rd, but it is WHF Arrow on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's his second pole of the season. Can he finally put the woes behind and be able to get a race win in Tier 2 this season? It's been a while since he's won in Tier 1. He had to drop down because of the sim rig, but for the second time in Tier 2 this season, he's on pole position by 59 milliseconds. What a qualifying that was. Roll on the Grand Prix championship leader, the only P6, the man second in the championship, who was only 10 points behind in 5th. 4 drivers ahead of the pair who are gunning for championship glory. Lanky, third in the championship, only 11th, and the man who was our championship leader for so long, Codematic, 16th and last on the grid for the Grand Prix. It's WHF Arrow for the second time on pole position, ladies and gentlemen. What a qualifying. I can't, if that is what the Grand Prix is going to bring in terms of excitement, I bring it on. Bring it on. So now we got to wait a couple of minutes for our drivers to be able to ready up for the Belgian Grand Prix. But by this time, this allows the drivers to then get drinks, do whatever they need in terms of just mentally preparing themselves for the Belgian Grand Prix. 22 laps ahead of him here, and the championship leader in 6th. Brams is in 5th, and can it be a first win of the season for Arrow, or let alone a first podium of the season for Arrow? The man from Ireland is on pole position. Ireland currently this week are having a bunch of glory. Obviously, had NMX James become Tier 3 World Drivers Champion yesterday evening. If you missed that, you can go and rewatch the stream or wait for the highlights, which will be out on Friday, 3 p.m. Next week. But Arrow is on pole position ahead of SSR Zampa in the McLaren. There is chances for many, many firsts here today. Arrow looking for a first win in Tier 2. Zampa looking for a first win this season in Tier 2. There's many questions to be answered, and the Grand Prix start will not be too far away. And the question will be, who will win today? Can Arrow put the woes behind him? Can Zampa claim a win after the abysmal Canadian Grand Prix, where he did start from pole position? Can Arrow, obviously I've mentioned this already, Arrow, who has had such a poor season for his standards, will want to be able to go on pole position. Well, yeah, will want to go on for the Grand Prix victory. So many questions are being waited to answered, and the 5 red lights will be on very, very soon, as our Tier 2 drivers are mentally preparing themselves for what will be a very, very tough challenge here at the Belgian Grand Prix. We might have had a new pole sitter, but the top 3 have been on pole position so far this season already. WHF Arrow is on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. Can he get his first win or even podium of the season from this second pole of the season? So many questions are ready to be answered. The red lights will not be far away. The championship leader will start this Grand Prix in P6 as the 5 red lights are on. The Belgian Grand Prix is go. Towards La Source we go, and we're racing, and it seems to be a tentative start from Arrow as Zampa will already look to get away. Zampa as well getting a little bit out of shape. Through turn 1 we go. Zampa looking round the outside. Brams as well looking, who's already got past. And then Craig Conley going side by side. As off in the background is the Haas of Codematic. Quite a tentative start as down towards Air Rouge and Running we go. Look how close Brams is to the rear of Arrow as Zampa has actually got the move. I didn't even notice that. Zampa has got the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. But down the Kemmel Straight we go. Side by side between your 2 race leaders. In towards the Lake of Chicane. WHF Arrow is going to fight this right around the outside, but too deep on the brakes, and now Brams can look around the outside. It would then be the inside for the next corner. Arrow hangs it out around the outside, and our pole sitter drops down to second as DZ Racer and Craig Conley go at it through the downhill right-hander. Quincy, the championship leader, looking to get involved as well as we now go through No Name corner, and there's nothing doing there as the two Alpines go at it almost on the wall. If there were contact, as now Cody Matic, our man, fourth in the world championship, looking to do it, but it is Zampa who leads the way in this opening phases of the Grand Prix as we go through the chicane and then towards the right hand corner. Now it is Arrow down in second place. SSR Zampa leads the way as Cody Matic and Raheem are side by side, and Cody Matic round the outside, contact between the pair, and Raheem is sent sliding, but luckily for his sake not spun completely around. Could there be questions of Cody Matic turning in a little bit there? That will have to be answered as Infrajack and Nuki Boy go side by side. A bit deep goes Nuki Boy, but now we can look at the positions gained, and side by side we'll look at in a moment. Side by side between Quincy and DZ Racer, who DZ Racer may be struggling on the opening phase of this Grand Prix. He's now been passed by the championship leader Quincy as well, up into third, Brams up into third place as through La Source we go, and down towards Air Rouge and Rain. Positions gained is a decent, there's no major places gained. Nuki Boy the most successful, gaining 3, Dubsy's lost 4, but Arrow is looking to go back to the lead of the Grand Prix. Could we see a 3-wide moment down the Kemmel Straight? He's gone past one. He's looking for the double bubble in towards the Lake of Chicane. He's looking for it on the inside, but WHF Arrow takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix ahead of Brams. SSR Zampa has gone from the lead down into P3. Yellow flags are flying for DZ Racer, what's happened to him? The man who started P3 down into P10, and it is now allowed Nuki Boy, MB, Jack, and Ollie Bean to improve ahead of him as well. We go down towards Puron Corner. Quincy now falling out of DRS from Ollie Bean as well. Quincy will have to use his championship contention paces. Ollie Bean and Infrajack go off the road. Side by side through Puron off the road goes Dub Z, and now he's gonna allow the Aston Martin back through as the Mercedes Alanki, who's been shuffled down 2 places as well. Dub Z's now lost 5 places as DZ Racer has also lost 7 places, but Arrow has almost gapped the field. He has broken it, but Drums has got more battery, so he should be able to hold it as we go through Longchamp down towards the bus stop chicane. Brams not using the battery. Arrow has broken it, and Arrow, the man on pole, is showing once again he's got pace here in Spa to start streaking away from the field. Arrow leads from Brams as we start lap number 3 in for Jack, and it's Jack going for the old switcheroo on the exit, side by side with MB down towards the source corner, and it is a good move by Infrajack. It was a lovely old switcheroo on the exit of the bus stop chicane, but now Brams draining his battery, and I think he just got the DRS there. Yeah, only just. But now that battery is similar. We know Arrow has got the good pace in the middle sector. If they can just recharge now, as MB and Jack are side by side, and MB's actually got the DRS down the Kemmel Straight, and then for Jack's going to get gapped a bit more. But now the question is, how well can Bram stick to him? Dipped his tyre in the gravel there. The top 5 in DRS leading contention as Ollie Beans now dropped back majorly from the rear of Quincy, but look how close Brams is getting through this section of racetrack. Arrow having a bit of a poor exit there, and the Ferrari man is just recharging, and Brams is looking for the move into Puron Corner. Arrow goes the wider line, track limit violation there by Brams. That's the first one of the race I've seen for Brams as we go through the chicane now, and Arrow, in comparison to the rest, seems to be very good here. Already getting 2/10 through here as we go towards the end of the middle section, and that gap has come down by 2/10 overall as Cody Matic now has got back up into 12th place. He's made up 4 places. He's got 11 to go if he is to win this Grand Prix, and Dub Z can also get by Ellis as well. As I think Arrow just trying to focus on recharging his battery a bit here. You can tell how much more braking force is used, because like Arrow's on reduced harvesting, and Brams was on still had recharge left. As down and towards La Source Corner we go, towards turn number 1 we go for the 4th time already. The opening 3 laps have absolutely whizzed on by as the yellow flags are out, and Raheem's had a spin. It was probably coming considering the opening laps, but on board was the Williams man. Then watching from the rear of WHF Arrow in the Scarlet Ferrari, climbing the hill. Down the Kemmel Straight we go. Arrow using the battery, but is it going to be worth it? As down the Kemmel Straight we go. Brams is gaining. Arrow goes. Which way do you want to defend? To the inside. Arrow goes round the outside. Brams will go. And Brams late on the brakes to the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. He's got it away from the pole sitter. And Brams is gone from 5th to the lead in 4 laps here in the Belgian Grand Prix, but surely Arrow will be able to stick with him if he can keep it nice and clean on the road. Through No Name Corner we go. Sound of the power on the excellent No Name, and Zampa actually now starting to close up a bit as well, as maybe the battery running a bit low for Arrow, but no, looking from the dashboard of the wheel, seems completely fine as we go towards the chicane once again. Lanky and DZ Racer are side by side, and Lanky gets through. And is that throwing damage on Lanky's Mercedes? I didn't actually notice it, as the DZ Racer down into P12 now. Side by side, Lanky and Codematic go, and these are 2 rivals for the titles. And Codematic has been shuffled wide by Lanky, and that is great defensive driving by the Mercedes man. But back to the race lead, says no he won't. Side by side through this corner, you don't see many moves there, as Dubsy tried it on the inside, but then now it's going to put DZ Racer back on his rear as we go through Blanchimont down towards the bus stop chicane. We go on board with DZ Racer. Yellow flags are flying. I'm not sure for what for. Quincy's had a bit of a spin, and that's pulling back behind Ollie Bean. As now what's going on here into the pit lane, and there are 2 cars off. 2 cars off, and DZ Racer and Dubsy have been given track limit time penalties for something I'm quite unsure of. Obviously, we saw them cut the corner, so that's probably what it was for. As Brams tried pulling the pin, tried gapping Arrow here. Side by side between MB and Quincy, and our championship leader down into 7th is our championship leader now. If we go downhill into Bruxelles, I've got the corner names up now, so I should be fine. I do need to put my phone on charge though, to be fair. There, we can keep it there. But Brams has started to show his hand of pace. Arrow did show it and did gap everyone by, it did actually break away, but then obviously Brams was able to use his battery on the run down towards Air Rouge and Radion, so he was able to get back. But look at through this part of the racetrack, look how much Arrow is able to claw back the time. He's getting 3/10 through this section of racetrack, through Campus and then through Stavilo, down the back straight towards Blanchimont, through round and now flat through the curve of Paul Frere, and then down towards Blanchimont we go with Brams, the race leader, who started P5 in this Grand Prix. Craig Conley has also now dropped out of it, and these 3 are the closest battles on track, or are they? Look how close Raheem is, or look how close Dubsy was, sorry, to the rear, and it's Mercedes currently now 15th and 16th in this Grand Prix. Dubsy does get by as well as a DZ Racer. What a torrid time he is having. Wow, Arrow really struggling on the traction on the exit of turn number 1, but down through Air Rouge and Radion we go. Watching from the rear of Brams, we can just see how much Brams will get caught down this Kemmel Straight, as he ain't got a lot of battery to lose. You saw momentarily from the wheel, from the dashboard of his wheel, and Arrow is gaining, but he's probably just going to turn that battery off now, as through the Lacombe chicane we go, and Quincy has got by, and look at from the rear, side by side we go, with Quincy and MB. Off the road goes the Alpine, and getting forced wide by the Haas is the Alpine, and contact between the pair of them, as down towards Bruxelles we go. Ollie Bean in 5th, Quincy in 6th, and Arrow is starting to get closer to the rear of Brams, and it's surely a matter of time now for the Ferrari man until he does get into the lead of the Grand Prix once again. Through Pouhon we go, and then down towards Lavagna. Lavagna chicane with WHF Arrow, our pole sitter. Second time we've been on pole this season. If I haven't, I've actually mentioned that a lot, haven't I? Through Campus and then towards Stavilo, and Arrow's got the gap down to half a second. This is the best. This is the best we've seen Arrow this season. As wide goes Brams, and that's going to cost him valuable time. As down the straight we go, down the back straight we go, through Paul Freire, through Blanchimont, down towards the bus stop chicane, and that moment from Brams on the exit of Stavilo might have just set up Arrow a move into the Lacombe chicane, or will there be a move into into the source, as there was a major slide there by the Ferrari man, and that might have just cost his time, because we know how much he struggles on the exit here, locking the rears, arguably helped him through the corner there, and he's definitely going to turn up the B-bow now due to that rear locking. But that was quite a scary moment there. The gap's been brought down by 1/10 of a second. On board was the Ferrari man, climbing the hill, down the Kebble straight, and Arrow has got the battery on. Brams has got the battery off, and Arrow is gaining. He's gaining in a slipstream. Pulls out to the inside, and the top two in the Grand Prix are side by side. Outside for then the inside, then it'll be the outside again. Side by side through Malmedy, and Arrow retakes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. Zampa as well, trying to get involved as well, but DC Racer retires from the Grand Prix. He is out of the Belgian Grand Prix after what was safe to say quite the torrid time here in Spa-Francorchamps. God, my throat did not like that bit. As Brams now, once again, staying tucked up behind the rear. They've got pretty much similar ERS levels. Have the pair of them. I think it's actually the exact same. No, Arrow's just got around 5-10% more as we go out on the Exeter campus through Stavilo, and then down the straight we go once again for the second lap running. Brams goes off at that corner, and Zampa's got the chance to maybe try and make that move, as this is probably going to force Brams to keep his battery on. It does now. Brams is low on the battery, and this has forced the top three within half a second of each other, as Brams has a little look, but then deep on the brakes, and this could allow Zampa a run, but into pit lane goes Brams and Zampa as well. So Craig Conley would go through the second place. It's a bit early, I think. I mean, I say a bit early. It's a one lap difference. I would say if you can try and go to lap 9 or 10, so then you can fully go on pushing with the hard tyres. But I'm actually gonna focus these two. Where do they come out? Here comes Dub Z through turn number 1. You can see Dub Z through turn number 1. So Ellis has come out just ahead, and Dub Z has come out just behind. Now it's crucial for those two that they are behind Dub Z, Arrow's team, because Dub Z could have played the team game and then held them all up. So Arrow's now got to push, as that was side by side between the pair of them. Jack has been passed by Kodematic, the championship leader, now up into 6th from 16th, but obviously pit stops have happened, so I think that might be around a net P9 or P10 for the Haas driver. Not the, I think I said championship leader, not the championship leader, sorry. Kodematic in P6 with current moment in time. Does Arrow peel into pit lane on this lap? Number 11 on that Scarlet Ferrari. First time we've seen a Ferrari with the number 11 up here in so long. As side by side Brams and Alyssa going, and through goes Brams in the Williams, goes off the track as well in the process of making the move, and now Zampa will have to try and make this move into Campus or Stavilo or the bus stop chicane. He's going to make it soon, because Ellis is going to be holding him up a long while. But through Campus we go now, as wide goes Ellis, and this could open the door into Stavilo for Zampa, but it's costing him so much time through Stavilo corner, and then Zampa will stamp on the battery, pull out to the inside through the curve of Paul Freire, and then down towards Blanchimont, and the move is already done as the top 4 all in the pit lane, top 5 all in the pit lane. Look how look at this. Kodematic from last is going to lead the Grand Prix. So much action in the pit lane already. Look at the kerfuff of the cars in pit lane. As down the main straight we go. That's the Williams of Brams going through turn 1, and has the undercut paid successful here. We're watching. I can't get the shot. There it is. An Arrow is going to keep the lead of the Grand Prix, but then side by side through Air Rouge and Rally on the top 2 go, and Brams takes the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. But Arrow, who I think is Brams, who's got the DRS, Brams hasn't got the battery left, and back comes the Ferrari. Down the Kemmel straight we go. He's gaining gaining in a slipstream of Brams, pulls out to the inside, but isn't close enough to make the move. However, Zampa is close enough to make the move on Ellis, and now Craig Conley has actually overcut his teammate. Craig Conley's now in the net P3 of the Belgian Grand Prix. Apparently being called and spammed. As through the Vanya chicane and then down towards not Bruchel, I've already put the corner name as soon as I turn the corner names off. Campus, that was it, and Stavilo, then through the curve pull thread. Let me get the Twitch chat up, because I feel like I've just been absolutely ghosting you guys. That's it. Has anyone even been talking in the Twitch chat? I doubt it. Yeah, that was right. But anyway, a lot of wheel-to-wheel action here. Look at this, 2x2 through the bus stop chicane, and a little bit of lag there between Dubsy and MB as we go down in towards La Sorte. A lot of lag happening as Dubsy just chopped me a very quick chop across, and Arrow has actually now been dropped by Brams, and Craig Conley's now in DRS of our WHF Arrow. So our pole sitter put on the back foot that 1 lap extra on the medium compound tyres to put him at a big disadvantage here, it seems, in terms of pace. Side by side, Ellis and Quincy go, and the championship leader has been repassed, and Ellis is going to continue to bunch these lot up as Ellis is just hanging. I think he's driving for fun at this rate. As down in towards Bruxelles we go, late on the brakes, tagging the rear, the championship leader with a mistake and chops off the front wing and free widens No Name. Oh my god! Free wide through No Name, and into the gravel goes Ollie Bean, and Quincy's tumbling down the hill of the championship leader, losing his head, and he's out into P8 now, side by side, running outside. Dubsy will try his, and then Ollie Bean now is going to try and make the move as Nuki Boy gets through on the pair of them. Through goes Ollie Bean as well in the Aston Martin. It is action aplenty here. Inspires Arrow has crashed. Arrow out of the race. The Ferrari, the pole sitter, has crashed. Oh my god! Oh my god! Arrow is out of the race! And that is a gift for Codematic. Browns will come in as well. Craig Conley, Zampa will come in as well. MB has got a chance to take the leadless Grand Prix, I think, which he will. He will take that chance. Ollie being a 10-second for a collision. And then just floor it, go, go, go. Codematic's going to come out in the lead. Oh my god. Codematic, who started last, now legitimately leads the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh my god. A safety car at the best time for Codematic. I cannot believe our pole sitter. It was going so well for Arrow, but he's out of the race. I am absolutely speechless to that. I need to go have a look what happened. Ah. Okay, I've seen what's happened. Dipped the wheel in the gravel and they sent them around. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, I cannot believe that luck. Understeered wide. Dipped the wheel in the gravel. And it sent our pole sitter out of the race. And the woes of Season 6 continue for WJF Arrow. The Season 4 Tier 1 champion with more woes on the wheel. And it is given the gift of all gifts for this man, who said at the end of qualifying his championship charge was done and dusted. The disqualification meant there was no hope of him winning the championship. Now, in the click of a finger, he leads the Belgian Grand Prix. A bit of luck on his side, but nonetheless, it's always talent to go from last to first at any stage of the Grand Prix, even if you're on the wrong tyre and you haven't pitted yet. It's always talent to be within the pit stop window of the leaders when starting last, and it is given this chance. The unfortunate spin from Arrow has given the chance of all chances for Cody Matic. Lanky 13th with a penalty. Brams 5th with 3 cars in between himself and Cody Matic. Those 3 on old tyres. And then Quincy 3rd on old tyres. Every chance is possible that Cody Matic can reignite his championship charge. Lanky will need a miracle. Brams has got the best chance, really. Considering the tyres, Brams has got this. Brams is the best chance. Has got the best chance to win this. When we go racing, we'll have 10 laps remaining. We should go racing this lap. And while we're waiting for the safety car to come in, I'm going to quickly put my phone on charge because my phone is almost dead. Safety car in this lap. Bird Mylander has done his duties for now for this Belgian Grand Prix. We've got 10 laps to go when we cross the line. Anything can happen. Cody Matic. There's your tyres for you. Mediums for Cody Matic. Mediums for Brams. They're on new medium tyres, by the way. Scones have stayed out on old hards. MB, Quincy, Nuki Boy, and Jack all out on old hards as well as Scones. And then Craig Conley, Zampa, Ellis, and Ollie Bean on new hard tyres, as well as then Raheem, Dubsy and Lanky on new mediums, along with Brams as position changes going on. But when does Cody go? When does he hold him? How long does he hold him? Let's go racing once again here in Spa-Francorchamps, down towards La Source Corner, and that is a perfection restart. He has already got a major gap. As side by side into turn 1 we go, and that's going to be a lot of him. Oh, surely not around the outside. Then on the traction, side by side, no longer side by side. Surely go for it, Zampa, into where there's Air Rouge and Radion. He's draining the battery, draining it, but not looking for it. As through Air Rouge and Radion we go. Sorry, Craig Conley it was, looking for the move into Air Rouge and Radion. As down the Kemmel Straight we go. Nuki Boy's already been passed by 1. As he's gaining is Craig. Gaining in a slipstream of Nuki Boy. Pulls out to the inside, and he's going to go late on the brakes on the inside. As there's, once again, a bit more lag there from, I think, Nuki Boy on this occasion, as now in for Jack's going to look for the old switcheroo, and surely not on the exit of the Lake Comp chicane, and that is sensational once again. Tier 2 providing us with some overtaking the season worthy contenders, as Brams is going to look for the move in towards Pouon Corner. Surely not on the inside of Pouon. No, he doesn't make that move on the inside of Pouon. Through Pouon we go now. And it is Craig Conley who goes off the road, and the 2 McLarens maybe going to do battle as well in towards the Vanya chicane. Nothing doing between the 2 McLarens yet, but Brams now tucked up behind the rear of Greer and Quincy, and he is already 4 seconds away from Cody Matic. They're on the same tyre as well. I think this might be Cody Matic's race to lose now, as yellow flags are still out for no apparent reason. I wish that would have go. But turning the battery off. And side by side, Quincy and Brams go. The top two in the World Championship are side by side. Off the road goes Brams in the process of making the move. And then in towards the bus stop chicane we go. On board with the Hassman, trying to make something of it. As Nuki Boy and Infrajack are side by side. And Craig Conley looking around the outside. Completely forced off the road there by Nuki Boy. He's probably going to get that place back considering this game. Is Craig Conley. As through the source we go. Late on the brakes, looking for a move on the inside is LTJ Ellis. Contact between the rear. As off the road goes Craig Conley. Nuki Boy forcing him completely wide. But down through Rear Rouge and Radion from the rear of MB. And Brams has almost dispatched them all. The gap is 3.5 seconds between himself and Codematic. And MB not even going to fight this one. As now down the Kemble Street we go is Nuki Boy. Looking for a move on Infrajack. He's gaining. Pulls out to the inside. And it's side by side between the pair of them. And there's contact and he's drifting away. And even more lags going on. As through the Lake chicane we go. Craig Conley now gets by as well. And Zampa will try and make the move and won't do anything of it. As Scones maybe want to get involved as well. As side by side between Lanky and on the inside. Contacting around goes LTJ Ellis in the Aston Martin. Dub Z spins the Aston Martin round 180 degrees, and that is surely a penalty for Dub Z for causing a collision. As through Poo-on corner we go, and it is Codematic who started in luck. What happened to Arrow? Arrow spun on the exit of this corner. You're watching Codematic through. He dipped a wheel on the gravel, and then it just sent him into the wall. Very unfortunate. It was the lightest of touches was the gravel, where it was enough to send the Ferrari round and into the wall and out of the race. From pole position, he's going to not even score a point. Well, actually, no, he will score a point. He gets a point for pole position. He's done better than DZ Racer, at least. So Quincy now looking to get back at least into the podium position, trying to nullify this. Obviously, Brams and Codematic, they are split by 7 points. As Brams does set a new fastest lap of this race, 4/10 quicker as Quincy, as side by side between Nuki Boy and Zampa. And Nuki Boy maybe going very aggressive in this Grand Prix down the inside, but it's the old switcheroo from Zampa though, and that is a lovely manoeuvre by the McLaren man. He's got past the Alpine with a lovely up and under through La Source, and that is pulling a driver on skates as Dub Z in pit lane for a set of the softs. As Nuki Boy is going to come back at Zampa, is he in towards in towards the Lake chicane, and Jack gets passed by Craig Conley now, but Brams has gained another 0.2 of a second so far in this Grand Prix. I'm not sure if the lag's on my end. I might turn the internet off on my phone, so bye Twitch chat. I need to try and stop this little lag spike. I don't know if it's me or if it's the host connection. As through No Name we go, as into the gravel goes Jack, and that's going to allow Zampa to claw back some time on this little battle as well, as now the gap's now back up to 3.2 seconds, as Quincy still hanging on to the rear of MB. But one thing is for certain, this is why he was arguably the favourite after Mexico, but unfortunately he missed the last two races, and he now leads from P16 on the grid. I don't think anyone correct. I might be wrong in saying this, but I can't remember the last time I've seen someone go from last to first in WHF. He said it in Twitch chat, time to do last to first, and he has only gone and done it so far in this Grand Prix. Brams gains another 0.2 of a second on this current lap as through the through the bus stop chicane, very deep on the brakes. Was a major lock-up for Quincy, and the championship leader in these last couple of rounds has been having all sorts of struggles. The chances he's had to pull away in the championship, he's not taken them. Pardon me. Lap 16 of 22 as we go down towards Air Rouge and Radion. I just want to see a bit of side-by-side through Air Rouge and Radion. May result in a crash, but it'll be entertaining. And I think if someone went and made a move, as on the inside, Zampa does get the move on Jack, but Infrajack will keep the battery on, but it will do nothing about it. Nuki Boy is going to look around the inside. Oh no, he looked around the outside, then went for the inside, but nothing doing there for Nuki Boy. Goes still hanging on these 9-lap-old hard combat. Crikey, been on since lap 7. Oldest tyres of the field for Scones, but the gap now 2.4 seconds. But 2.5 seconds between Codematic and Brams. This is going to go down to the wire, but I don't think there's enough time. He needs at least, I think, 4/10 of a second as Jack, who is currently running in 7th, picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. The McLaren man of SSR Zempa currently hunting down his teammate Craig Conley, who McLaren started, I think, 2nd and 4th. Well, had a major chance for a double podium, but the top 4 currently consists of drivers who started outside the top 4. Cody Matic started 16th, and then Brown started in 5th. MB started in 9th, and then Quincy started in 6th. No one has stayed where they started, and I'm not really surprised, to be honest, given the chaos that we have had in this Belgian Grand Prix. But look at this whole train. Look at the kerfuffle of the trains here. The kerfuffle of cars which are forming this 1, 2, 3, 4-car train is in towards the source we go. Watching from the rear of Nuki Boy, who has been put under pressure majorly from Scones, but then on the exit will not do anything. But Nuki Boy will turn on his battery, and please do it side by side for Aries and Radion. Surely, oh no. Not on this occasion, lap 17 to 22, but look at the run he's got, and through the exit of Radion, he has got the move, he cuts across him, and Jack almost chops off the front wing, and into the wall, and out of the race goes, oh my lord, a massive crash between the Alpine and the Racing Bulls. A massive crash which sees the Racing Bulls driver into the wall and out of the race. Only a virtual safety car for that. Oh my god. Another huge crash in the context of the Grand Prix. In terms of points for Alpine and Racing Bulls, that is completely chopped off the front wing of Nuki Boy. I cannot, but that was a high-speed crash. It was like Perez and Sainz in Azerbaijan. So the virtual safety car is deployed. Cody Matic, please do not get a drive-through. And bro, no! Perfect! That is perfect for Cody Matic. The complete opposite of what I said. Obviously, we still didn't want it to happen. It's allowed Brams to close up by an extra second, but Brams has been given a drive-through penalty within the final 5 laps of the Belgian Grand Prix. That drive-through will drop him down to 8th. Oh my goodness me. And Cody Matic surely is going to get up into 2nd place in the World Championship. Surely. I'm turning on, but I need someone in Twitch chat to confirm this with me. Can someone please confirm this with me? Cody Matic, so Browns are going to finish around 7th, 8th. I think it will be 7th because of the penalties. The DZ Racer Arrow crashed on the exit of Campus Corner. Side by side between Ollie Bean and Nuki Boy, and Ollie Bean does let through the Alpine. Can someone please confirm? I'm sure Cody Matic at the end of this Grand Prix will be 2nd in the World Championship, and the championship charge is well and truly on for Cody Matic here. The man who started last. So Brams is going to continue on. He's not going to... Ah, fuck. I was just completely speechless when he got that drive through this time last lap. I didn't know what to say. Brams, we saw it in Imola. He got a drive through. And once again, another drive through penalty for Brams. And it's just unfathomable. Unfathomable. The fact that he's been given another drive-through. Obviously, It's the driver's fault when you get a drive-through. As through the Lake chicane we do go. And, so yeah, nothing really... now we've got the Grand Prix has died down since that big collision between Infrajack and Nuki Boy. Infrajack obviously DNFing for this Grand Prix. I cannot wait to see that in the replays later when I obviously hit that. I'm sure that'll get reported by Infrajack, that collision. But Bram, just the race pace was showing. Look at the pace. Gained another 3/10 so far. And there was every chance for Brams to win this Grand Prix if he had just timed it. Timed the VSC to perfection. Look, he's in DRS now. And Brams, my friend, you've probably thrown away another race to win with this drive-through. Like you did Nimala, really. Something that is going to be for certain, though. This is going to be a bloody brilliant. This is going to be the drive of all drives. I think Cody Browns will have to come in this on next lap. He will come in this lap. So Cody Matic will win this Grand Prix. That there is no doubt. It will be, I think, for the first time. In the time I've been doing these graphics for like the podium and that, the first time we're gonna have two drivers of the same team on the podium. He does come out in P6 for Bram. So, MB is up into second and Quincy is up into third. But there's still always the chance that Craig Conley could get this. If we look at tyres, the 2-lap difference, that is going to be a bit, really. As through the Lake chicane, we're going to keep an eye on this, or are we? The two Williams get very, very close. But yeah, we'll just keep an eye on this one. Quincy v Craig Conley. At this current moment in time, Craig Conley, if you can make my life easier, please get a podium. I think is MB. Am I going insane or is MB? And where's the tier 3 race results? Yeah, MB's a tier 3 driver. Go on, son. As Quincy is being caught here slightly. As then we go down onto the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix, and it seems to me that Quincy is going to be finishing in the podium position here today. Of that, I think there will be absolutely no doubt whatsoever. As two Haas drivers who are looking to take the Constructors' Championship. I'm actually going to have a quick look at the Championship Constructors. On the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix, Scones just keeping up still. Brams, I think he's going to be set for P6 in this Grand Prix. To the Constructors' Championship, the gap is 47 ahead of Williams, who are not scoring much. But obviously it won't be decided today. They needed to outscore them basically by. They need to get another 1-2. Did Haas, and that is not going to happen today. But we're about to head on to the final lap of this Grand Prix. I'll tell you what, Craig Conley's got a bloody good chance in this of getting this podium place. Down the back straight we go through Blanchimont corner. Cody Matic is about to begin the final lap of this Grand Prix, and we're going to get a last lap shootout for the podium position here. As through the bus stop chicane we go, and Craig Conley, has he just saved those tyres a bit to then be able to hammer at them for the final lap of the Grand Prix. 7.5 tenths split the pair of them as we go through turn 1 for the final time. Lock up there by Craig Conley. The championship leader will be put under pressure slightly by Craig Conley as we make our way down towards the Air Rouge and Radion, down towards the Kemmel Straight we go. We climb the hill for the final time with third and fourth, and down the Kemmel Straight we go. I don't think he's really got enough to do anything about it. As Craig Conley in towards the Lacombe chicane we go. He gets a bit close, gets within half a second, but nothing doing there at this current moment in time. Just going to get rid of intervals for the when they cross the line, because we haven't really got much happening on. I haven't got much else happening in this whole Grand Prix as a whole. As Nuki Boy is starting to get close to the rear of Ellis as well. But Craig Conley, I think his time is running out as Quincy has been able to recharge so much battery here at the end of the Belgian Grand Prix to be able just to defend down the whole back straight, as Dub Z picks up another 3-second time penalty for track limits. Cody Matic has lapped someone, I think. No, what's going on here? The two race leaders are absolutely close. What's going on here? MB is really close, and Cody Matic's last to first could be under pressure. MB and Cody Matic side by side. The race leaders are side by side in towards the final chicane. Cody Matic and MB going for it. Who's going to merge out on top? Cody Matic from last to first, winning the Belgian Grand Prix by such a slender margin. Quincy comes home to fend off Craig Conley, and Zampa spinning across the line. Brams takes P6. Scones Scones clattering into Lanky, and Scones clattering into Zampa's car, and then it is Lanky in 8th. Nuki Boy will take P9, but I don't know what happened to Cody. Either way, he has gone from last all the way to first, and that, if that isn't a champion's drive, mate, I'm not sure what is. That is an inspirational drive by the man who has been at the top so many times this season. Cody Matic wins the Belgian Grand Prix from MB. Ollie Bean has retired, but I have got, that's because he's left the session. I have got a photo of the race results anyways. But it is Cody Matic who has won the Belgian Grand Prix from P16 on the grid. I bloody told you, Cody. It ain't, oh, it's qualifying. You had 22 laps to fix it, and you have fixed it to the full ability. He raises that trophy, the most proud. That's probably the most proud trophy he will ever raise in his life. So going from last to first, it's not an easy ask. The Jamaican duo, first and third, and then MB had a chance to get the race win, but obviously went for it on the inside. I think went very, very deep on the brakes considering where he did come out. And it is MB who finished in second place by a 10.5. The one time I turned off the intervals, that is when it was spicy. Dubsy gets the fastest lap, but it's Cody Matic from MB, then Quincy, Craig, Zampa, Bram, Scones, Lanky, Nuki Boy, Ellis, Dubsy, Raheem, Ollie Bean, Infrajack, and Infrajack, Arrow, and DZ Racer. Two drivers who started in the top three are out. What did not finish the Grand Prix. Fastest lap, Infrajack, it was a 1:48. Wow. Considering how late he DNF'd as well. Only a 48. Wow. But anyway, Cody Matic wins the Grand Prix from last. Bravo, take a bow. You are once again you are a race winner once again. Anyway, my name's been. Obviously, I can't do interviews, which I'm kind of annoyed about. But anyway, my name's been Miro Harris. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one, which is at the Italian Grand Prix for Monza. I will see you all then. Ciao, adios. I am done.